Tell Maryland. Later on in the program, our buddy Brad Kronthal from Alloy Sports will check in. We'll talk about basketball this week, the baseball slate as well. We will get to that in just a bit. In just a second, our buddy Andrew Stetka is going to join us. Last appearance before he's got to come back home to pay off his penance next week on Glenn Clark Radio. Stetka will give us his Stets and Figures. Again, big fight weekend in the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel. You're going to want to be there Saturday night for UFC 274. Gaethje, Oliveira, big fight. The place to watch it is the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel. Rose Namajunas also fighting on Saturday. You can reserve your spot right now by emailing events@sportsocialmd.com. Canelo Alvarez also fighting Dimitri Bivol on Saturday. The place for all of the big fights is the FanDuel Sportsbook, and there are so many props available. Coming today on Live Casino and Hotel Maryland's social pages, I'll have some advice for you on betting the fights this weekend on their 61 self-service kiosks there in the FanDuel Sportsbook. Joining us now for his Stets and Figures, he's our buddy Andrew Stetka. What's going on, pal? How you doing?
Good morning, Glenn. How are you?
Have you already obtained the tarantula?
Is that something I need to do?
What are you talking? Are you kidding? You think I'm getting you a tarantula?
Well, you provided the tuna and sardine salad.
Well, that was because it was a very unique circumstance. You want me to purchase you the? Wait a second. You provided the costume. Did you really think I'm supposed to purchase the tarantula?
I mean, I didn't really think about it. To be honest with you, I figured that you had planned that. But
no, I didn't plan that. That's on you. You're the one. Are you providing the wax? How are we doing the back waxing?
You tell me.
Now wait a second. Wait a second.
I've never waxed my back before.
Believe it or not, I've never done this either.
I don't believe that.
Yeah,
Come on.
It's a very weird thing about me. Almost no body hair, man. It's a really weird bit. I don't know how to explain it.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't lose because at least you have something.
Yeah, it would not have been a great payoff. It would have been a really bad payoff if I had lost.
The back waxing would be a payoff for me.
Mrs. Stetka was the one who wanted to do the back waxing.
Yeah, there's still a slim chance that happens, but airplane travel is a thing that she's going to try to get out for that, but I'm not 100% sure.
Maybe these are things that maybe we should have mentioned at some point, considering we're a week out of this.
Yeah, well, I mean, I will be there. I'll be there.
Yeah, but you just being there is not the part that I love you. Not upset that you're coming. God bless you. Glad you're going to be here, but that's not really my concern, is whether or not you're going to be here. It's that you're supposed to be paying your penance.
Well, are you going to wax my back?
If Mrs. Stetka can't, I'd be willing to, yes.
Okay.
But we've got to get the materials for that. And
All right, we'll look into that.
You should have Proctor come in and make him do it.
Oh, I would love to have Proctor wax Andrew. Oh, my God. But
I'm afraid that Proctor would enjoy that a little too much.
What do you mean, sexually? Is that what you're trying to say?
I don't mean sexually.
It's what it sounded like.
I don't really know Proctor that
well.
right?
That's what it sounded like you were saying. Well, if Proctor wants to, but Proctor also has a Super Mega Corp job, so I'm not sure if he's available or not. But I'd be all in on having John Proctor be the one to wax your back. All right, we got a week. We got 8 days to solve these problems. And I don't know.
We'll look into it.
I don't know where we are with the whole. Are we still dealing with shipping delays? I mean, are we gonna be able to get these things in time? I'll look up. I might be willing to split this with. I don't know why I would be paying for it, but I might be willing.
Oh, I mean the cost is no issue. I'll pay for it. I didn't think that. I kind of assumed. I almost assumed you had one on hand.
What are you? You out of your mind? I just keeping an edible tarantula around here? Hang on a second. I don't even remember where I found it when I was looking it up.
I know you're into some weird stuff, man.
I found an edible black scorpion that I could get here by Saturday. You want to try that? Maybe while you're at it, you gonna do a tarantula? Try a scorpion? Jesus.
Honestly, the back waxing is what I'm more fearful of than the eating the bug.
All right. Let's make a plan in the next 24 hours. All right.
We'll figure that out.
All right.
I imagine a scorpion probably tastes like a insect lobster.
I have consumed. What did I eat? I ate crickets. I think was what I ate. Like an entire bowl of crickets. It sucked.
The Seattle Mariners sell chocolate-covered crickets.
Never think to yourself.
They're like chili lime crickets.
That's what I had. Yeah. I don't know what the Mariners did, but I had and like you're like, oh, maybe the flavor will make. Nope. You taste every part of that damn bug as it's going. It
And they sell them in bulk.
sucks. It sucks, man. No fun whatsoever. Stets and Figures with Andrew Stetka. He had a good week last time he was with us. He went 3 for 4, and I'm happy that he lost the one that he lost because it was the Pelicans.
Well, and if you think about it, we talked about it during that Pelicans
yes.
game was bet them both game 3 and 4. And
right, and you would have won game 4. I agree.
So
but
it's only like 3.5 out of 4.
But yes, no, you don't. No. No, you went 3 for 4, which by the way is quite good. Like
yeah, we had a good week.
If I was 3 for 4 every time I bet, I might have quit this job by now. Frankly, I am not batting that percentage. All right, so a lot going on. Where are we starting? What is your first stat and figure for this week?
Well, I'm going to go back to the well with something that we won on 2 weeks ago, and that's the Orioles and the over. This is still a trend, and it's still something that, the Orioles are only still hitting on about 30% of overs. Now, that's a number that's obviously trended up since when we talked 2 weeks ago, but the over-under right now in the Orioles-Twins game later today is only 8. It was 7 last time, and it's been hitting on the regular. So I'm going to stick with that. Overs are 8 and 5 since we spoke 2 weeks ago. I think that is a trend that continues upward. And here's the thing. When I'm looking at the Orioles specifically, they have been pitching pretty well. The bats are, starting to come alive a little bit here and there. But regardless of who's starting the game, once you get into that bullpen, it's kind of the ropes are kind of off.
Mm-hmm.
You're always liable to give up 3 or 4, maybe 5 runs out of that bullpen. And we even saw that a little bit in the game last night. So I don't even care that Spencer Watkins and Chris Archer have both posted decent numbers to start this season. I'm riding this wave of overs, and I'm going to continue to do it until it kind of starts to level off a little bit.
What's the number? What is it?
It's 8 right now.
8. Yeah, I get it. I get it. It's still like I'm still sitting here thinking to myself that we could be in for a miserable 2-0 night. You know what I mean? Like it's just I hear you though. I hear the theory, and I don't know if I would bet it, but I feel like right now I just don't like betting overs and unders in baseball games. I think whatever it is, but I like it. I like what your theory is.
Until I start to see those numbers more consistently at 9, 9.5, 10.
I get
I'm
it.
going to continue
I get it.
to ride that wave and let them go over. Secondly, we're going to go to basketball. There are 3 out of the 4 series going on right now that I feel like I have a really good handle on. The one that I don't is the Boston-Milwaukee series. That is a complete stay away from me. I feel like Boston is the slightly better team, but Milwaukee has a player named Giannis Antetokounmpo
yes.
who I'm so scared of. So
yep.
I don't know which way that series is going to go. The other 3 series I feel like are not done, but I really feel like I have a handle on them as to how they're going to go. Now, there's a large vig that you can do with a parlay of just saying Warriors, Suns, Heat all to win their series, and you can pay minus 178 to do that. But I'm going to focus in specifically on the Suns and the Heat. I think both of those teams, I'm not saying they're sweeps, but I definitely think that they can both win Game 3, especially on the short rest. This NBA schedule is so bizarre.
It's weird as hell.
I don't understand it at all. I have no idea why the Suns and Heat are going on the road and playing tomorrow night after just having played last night, while the other 2 series played on, Tuesday, and don't play again until Saturday. It makes zero
bonkers.
sense to me. But Suns are +1 tomorrow night. Heat are -1. Give me them both on the money line and parlay them together too at +270. I mean, let me ride these 2 teams that are the Suns have no match, the Mavericks have no match for the Suns' depth. And part of the reason for both of these things is the usage rate. Luka Doncic has one of the highest usage rates in the NBA this season. He is everything for them. If they're not going to, and this kind of goes back to why we thought that we thought they would get past Utah in the previous series is because they were going to be able to get the outside shooting help because Utah couldn't cover the perimeter. Well, the Suns are better at that. The Suns are simply better at stopping all of these other players, and Luka can get his 30, but he's going to need more support, and I don't think he's going to have it against the Suns. And as for the Heat, I mean, until I see that Joel Embiid can be back, not only back, but back to his old self, I'm just not going to believe that the Sixers can get past the Heat in that series either.
Look, man, I would almost, and not even kidding, I know what you're saying about Milwaukee and Boston, but I just feel so strongly about Giannis that I would almost just parlay all 4.
I don't hate it, but I think that there's a lot of overlooking Boston.
I know, and I'm very guilty of it. I'm extraordinarily guilty of it.
And I have been throughout the season, and it's bitten me in the rear end, so I don't want to continue to do that. I think Boston is still an extremely viable team. I mean, I think they are one of the few teams left that can actually win it all. I really do believe that they can, and for that reason, I mean, I hear what you're saying about Giannis, and that's, I don't know that Giannis has the support around him. We saw in Game 2 of that series that it seemed like the Bucks were really missing Middleton.
No doubt.
And I don't know for sure that is going to continue to play out. I feel like that's a series that could definitely go 7.
It can, for sure it can, 100%. But at the end of the day, I'm still, even if it goes 7, I'm still going to like the team that has Giannis.
Yeah,
that's the way it's going to go.
That can go 7,
right.
Whereas if any of the other 3 go 7,
I'm with you. The only issue I have about your bet is, and I know that part of it is I'm not, being a Suns fan, I'm going to have an amount of fear. I still look at a Mavericks team that's desperate and is capable of making an insane amount of threes and just having a night at home where they're making all of their shots. And it worries me a little bit with a bet like that. That's it. That's the only thing that's
capable, but they're more capable against a team like they had in the last round that cannot cover the pool.
I agree.
The Suns can do that.
Yeah, but we have still seen stretches where they've been able to knock. Like last night, there were multiple stretches where they knocked down 3 or 4 threes in the span of about 2 minutes. Yes, I think your theory is right, and I think the Suns deserve to be favored in the game. I think the Suns will win the game, but making that unique of a bet, a specific parlay bet that requires it, it's too rich for my blood. But you know what? I'm wrong a lot, so we'll see how it plays out. Stets and Figures.
We'll see.
Andrew Stetka. By the way, John Proctor, you can thank him. He tracked down a link to somewhere where if you order your tarantula right now, you can make sure you have it in time for next Friday. So I just messaged it to you on Twitter. If you want to send it here, that's fine. We can hold on to it for you. All right,
sounds good.
Next Stets and Figure.
We're going to go to golf and look ahead a little bit to the PGA Championship, which is in 2 weeks. So by the next time we are talking, and I'm giving you more Stats and Figures.
Is it,
the PGA Championship will be underway at Southern Hills.
Yeah, totally knew that.
Yeah, of course you did. They come around quick, these majors, since the schedule changed. The PGA Championship got moved to May. So I'm going to give out 2 players that I want you to both sprinkle a little bit to win on both, but mainly play top 10s when those numbers come out. The first one of those players is Cam Smith. You guys remember him from the Masters. He performed pretty well until he fell off.
Yeah, did not have a good Sunday.
Round. But he's still on the season number 1 in strokes gained on the entire PGA Tour. He obviously won the Players Championship, and then obviously the tied for 3rd at the Masters. He is a strong play, and you're getting him at 20-1 to win. So I feel like that's a really strong number. And then when those top 10 numbers come out, bet him there as well. The other player is Sam Burns. Sam Burns is 41-1. And this is a guy who's top 10 in strokes gained, and he's even better than Cameron Smith is from tee to green statistically this season on the PGA Tour. He also won the Valspar Championship a few weeks back in Florida.
Hell yeah,
he's already got a win under his belt, has that experience of getting a win. So sprinkle a little bit on him at 41-1, and then definitely play him as a top 10 as well in the PGA Championship coming up in a couple weeks.
Sam Burns, that's my guy. Totally had heard of him before this. Definitely somebody I knew all about. Love it. Love that.
That's why I'm here.
I got nothing. No thoughts whatsoever. And number 4.
Finally, we're going to go back to a soccer parlay. We've been really successful.
Yes, you had good luck. Yes.
Obviously, Liverpool played earlier this week in the Champions League, advanced to the Champions League final. They get back into Premier League action against the team I support, Tottenham Hotspur. I've got a parlay of Liverpool to either win or draw, and both teams to score. That's minus 114. Liverpool have not lost to Tottenham since 2017, and Tottenham have not won at Anfield in 11 years. So I don't think Tottenham's winning this match. That's why I've got the Liverpool win or draw in there. However, only 4 of the last 16 games that these teams have played have not seen both teams score. So we've got a really good chance for both these teams to score. Tottenham have had success against both Manchester City and Liverpool this year. They drew 2-2, Tottenham and Liverpool earlier this season, and Tottenham actually beat Manchester City both times they played them. So they've had success against these better teams. Part of the reason for that is Manchester City, Liverpool, teams like that will come after you. They'll attack, and Tottenham are really good on the counterattack. They can sit back, absorb pressure, and then hit on the counter. So I really give Tottenham a really good chance to at least score in the game. I don't, however, think they're going to win the game. I think Liverpool will at least get a draw, probably going to win the game. So you parlay those two things together, it's -114. That's my soccer parlay.
All right, so Liverpool to win or draw and both teams score.
Yeah.
Parlay that, and you got what? -1.
-114.
-114. All right, there you go. Those are the Stets and Figures for this week. We will get them posted at Glenn Clark Radio on Twitter as well. At a Stetka is how you follow Andrew. Yeah, and by the way, Brian Powell, I did see what Andrew said. I'll have a JJ Redick conversation when I get an opportunity to. I'm going to run out of time. I don't care. You're not going to get me to stop hating JJ Redick.
Is Brian calling me out for my JJ Redick?
No. I mean, I've seen you're not alone. It's like everybody. I get it.
Oh, okay.
I understand.
I didn't know. Yeah, so to be perfectly frank, I didn't know that was a common take.
It's overwhelming. It's been
I did not
overwhelming.
Know that. I have not followed the discourse.
And that's fine. I get
interviews recently. He did a podcast earlier this week that I listened to, and I really enjoyed the conversation.
I get liking some things that he had to say. You ain't gonna get me to stop hating JJ Redick, dog. Like it's just not. It ain't gonna happen. All right, Andrew, appreciate you, my friend. We will see you next Friday as you will be here getting your back waxed and singing for us and eating a tarantula. Appreciate you joining us here on Weekend at Bookies.
All right, cheers, Glenn.
Stets and Figures and Weekend at Bookies with our friend Andrew Stetka. All right, when we come back in, we're going to chat with our buddy Brad Kronthal from Alloy Sports. They really crunch the numbers. We'll talk about the baseball slate today. We'll talk about where the playoffs stand. That conversation next. Weekend at Bookies, brought to you by the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland. Sports fans, the wait is over. The all-new Fanduel Sportsbook is now open at Live Casino and Hotel in Hanover, Maryland. This is your chance to win big right in your own backyard. Bet on every sport with self-service kiosks and watch all of the action from the best seat in the house. Make every moment more at the all-new Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel in Hanover. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Please call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit mdgamblinghelp.org.
The biggest pro wrestling stars today and all time all have one thing in common. You've heard them on Jobbing Out.
Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks.
Thanks for having us, man. Appreciate it.
The great Kurt Angle.
Thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Matt Riddle.
Yeah, man. Thanks, man.
The champ, Drew McIntyre.
Oh, thank you for having me.
The great Ron Simmons.
Damn.
Keith Lee.
Appreciate you guys having me, man.
Bill Goldberg.
My pleasure.
Charlotte.
Thank you so much for having me.
Mick Foley is with us.
This is the greatest name for a wrestling show I've ever heard.
MJF.
I'm glad you're happy I'm on this show because I'm freaking miserable.
Le champion!
Chris Jericho.
Le champion.
AJ, Aaron, Brandon, and Glenn are talking pro wrestling every week on Jobbing Out. Find it at PressBoxOnline.com/radio, iTunes, and SoundCloud.
Answering Baltimore's calls for help, running in when others run away, working together toward one shared vision for a thriving city. That's your Baltimore Police. But the department needs more good people, people like you. Join a proud new generation of Baltimore Police and make an active difference in your community. Start with competitive wages and excellent benefits on day one. Join for good at bpdrecruit.org.
Stan the Fan here, welcoming back one of my favorite sponsors, the Costas Inn. And everybody around Baltimore knows that the Costas Inn is a great place to go and grab crabs, steaks, salads, soups, whatever's on your mind to eat in person. But did you know that the Costas Inn has upped their game? They are now one of the premier takeout places in Baltimore. Give them a call now to order your food, 410-477-1975. That's the Costas Inn over 4100 North Point Boulevard.
The latest edition of Press Box is available now. On the cover, Luke Jackson profiles Orioles catcher Adley Rutschman, diving into where his passion for baseball and for catching comes from and how he uses that passion to elevate those around him in the Orioles organization. Also inside, Bo Smolka takes a look at how the Ravens' 2021 draft picks can make progress in year two, and Glenn Clark offers a very unique tribute to former rival Mike Krzyzewski that all Maryland fans can appreciate. Press Box is available for free at over 500 area locations, including 60 Royal Farm stores, and you can always find the entire edition, as well as the best daily coverage of the Orioles, Ravens, and Terps at PressBoxOnline.com.
Stay tuned. Your chance to win $1 million is coming up. Probably not from us. You're listening to Glenn Clark Radio.
All right, back in here actually on a weekend at Bookies, brought to you by the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel. Just a quick look. As I mentioned, it's fight night on Saturday night. Quick rundown of the odds. Rose Namajunas, a minus 220 favorite against Carla Esparza, who's plus 176. Oliveira, minus 188 against Gaethje, who's plus 152. Other fights on the main card, Cowboy Cerrone, minus 178. Joe Lozon, plus 144. Mauricio Shogun Ahua is a plus 205 dog against Ovince St. Preux, minus 260. And Michael Chandler, a heavy favorite, minus 385 against Tony Ferguson, who's at plus 290. Those are the 5 bouts on the main card for UFC 274 on Saturday night. And, of course, Canelo Alvarez against Dimitri Bivol. Canelo Alvarez, a minus 490 favorite. Bivol plus 360. There are still ways for you to make money betting on those fights. We'll talk about that on social today. The Live Casino and Hotel Maryland social pages have some advice for you. All right, let's chat now with a buddy of ours, the man behind Alloy Sports, who's trying to give you the chance to come up with the best formula solution for your betting strategies. Here's our buddy Brad Kronthal, and he's back with us now here on Weekend at Bookies. Brad, what's going on, pal? How are you?
Doing well, Glenn. Everything's good over here. How are you?
I'm all right, man. I am befuddled. Like basketball this week, and we were just having this conversation with Andrew Stetka. And he said to me, I feel pretty good about 3 of these 4 series, and I agree. Then he said, and so I want to parlay in Game 3 tomorrow night, both the Heat and the Suns winning outright. And I think you know, Brad, I'm a big Suns fan. And the moment you say something like that, I start to get nervous. I'm like, no. Can't do that. And I know that those teams are favored, and they should be favored. It's the emotion of being a fan that's very difficult for me, where I start to feel pressure if I make a bet on my own team to win, and I struggle with that significantly.
Oh, no, totally gotcha. And I think one thing that's cool with the betting, sometimes it's just easier to bet the series bet if you really like a team. If you're just too nervous to go in early games or later games, you bet the wrong game. Sometimes it just depends on the bets you make. But,
Yep.
If you have a gut feeling, just make it if you like it and the stats can back it up. And we can help you do that, Glenn.
I know that you guys have been promoting the aim low strategy this week. Tell me about the aim low strategy, Brad.
Yeah, so this week, like every other, we promote a forecast, what we're calling every week, that's pushing out a good strategy on our content. Really a successful strategy that you can go on our website and check out. You subscribe to us for free and plug it in yourself. So the aim low strategy looks at 3 stats. It's fouls drawn per game, 2-pointers made, and true shooting percentage. And we're looking at actually teams with a lower value. So we've seen a lot of value, basically saying the odds makers are overvaluing teams that are good at those stats. So we're looking at the teams with lower value coming into there. And we had a 62%, 63% win percentage, really for heavy favorites in that category. So no upcoming games this weekend actually fit this strategy, but it is one to look out for, as games sift through it. But we do have some profitable games to push for this weekend.
What is it that jumps out at you about, obviously, there's this weird schedule of the NBA where they're not playing tonight, and the teams that played last night are going to play again tomorrow, and the teams that played on Tuesday night won't play again until I have no idea what the hell is going on with all that, but what jumps out at you as you look at the weekend ahead?
Yeah, so we're actually going back to 2 forecasts from the past couple weeks, and as we save them, games populate when they fit the criteria. So for tomorrow, Glenn, I think you'll like this. We like the Suns. We're taking them on the money line. Minus 110 was the last Fanduel odds that I saw. And that strategy factors in fast breaks, 2-pointers made, and points off turnovers, also looking at teams coming off a win. So that strategy had an over 60% win rate on there. So we like the Suns on that one. And then on Saturday, looking at another strategy, more of a defensive type strategy. So looking at steals, less opponent possessions, and then factoring in, a solid bench point. And it likes the Grizzlies to cover the spread in that one at plus 6.5. And, this one factors in the bench. They didn't really need a whole lot of bench in the Grizzlies last game. All they had to do was give the ball to Ja.
Ja, yeah.
But if they get extra production, that's just a bonus.
I like betting the Grizzlies to cover that. I do. I like that a lot, in fact, and so I might be joining you. So remind people when you say strategy, right? Because it's what I told you. What's amazing about Alloy Sports is how much information is there. The problem is it's so much information for dumb guys. So remind everybody what it is that you guys do and how specifically bettors can use it to try to find a strategy that works for them.
Yeah, absolutely. So building a strategy is really building your own formula that you can use using data. So we let you build stat-based strategies. You put in stats that you think are important. Is it three-point percentage? Is it rebounding? Is it assist-to-turnover ratio? It's whatever you think is most important, and we back-test that with up to 9 years of data. We tell you if it's one on the spread or the money line, and we break it down into 4 buckets, really. So heavy favorites, slight underdogs, heavy underdogs, then we have a custom range. But really, we let you have all the stats at your disposal. We'll lead you in the right direction with our content section. But at the end of the day, it's about you're betting your money. So you want to have a say in what you're doing, and we let you do that.
And it's Alloy Sports. AlloySports.com is the website in order for you to learn more. Brad Kronthal is with us here on Weekend at Bookies. All right, Brad. Let's jump in to the baseball slate that's on today. What do you have your eye on as you look at today's baseball action?
Yeah, there's a couple games here that are really intriguing. Let's start with Miami and San Diego. Luzardo versus Nick Martinez. Nick Martinez kind of gets lost in the fold there in San Diego with all these big name ace-type profile pitchers. And he's done an admirable job this year. And just looking at the trends, the overs hit in Marlins games they're 5-1 in the last 6 games. For the Padres, the over is 8-1 in their last 9 games. It's in San Diego. The weather is obviously beautiful tonight like it always is there. So I'm liking the over in this one. I'm not sure if Jazz Chisholm made a decree that he wants to hit a home run off Nick Martinez, but I do see some high scoring in this game. Hosmer, Machado, 1-2, leading the league in batting average. So let's see some fireworks here.
I don't have any issue with that whatsoever. I think I'm on board with it. And for those, what a season Manny Machado has had. Holy crap, it's been remarkable. It's almost like he was worth paying a lot of money to him to play baseball. Weird bit. Almost like he was worth a lot of money. Anything else that's jumping off the page at you today?
Yeah, there's Tampa Bay and Seattle. So Shane McClanahan, he's second in the MLB in strikeouts. He leads the league in Ks per 9. The Mariners are averaging 8 strikeouts per game. So, they're in Seattle. I expect him to pitch well. I like his over in the strikeout total at 6.5 on Fanduel. So that's an intriguing game for sure. Like McClanahan. And he's just one of those guys, too. Tampa Bay Rays, read him, come up, and turn out to be a heck of a pitcher. So I like his strikeout totals in that one. Also, another strikeout total I like, Cincinnati, Milwaukee. Hunter Green, starter for Cincinnati. Boy, they are terrible. But Hunter Green is not. His line today is 5.5. I like the over in that as well. Milwaukee is striking out. They're in the 9th in MLB in most strikeouts. They scored 18 last night. I don't think they're going to hit that number again. I think they'll have a little bit of a slump day today. Green has hit at least 6 strikeouts in 3 out of his 4 starts this year. So I would like for him to go in the over in that game.
By the way, I need you at some point, Brad, because it does not. I was looking this up with the Seattle game and the strike. I have this feeling. So that's actually the first game of a 4-game set. It's not the final game of a series this week, so it doesn't fit my theory. I have this theory that on getaway days, batters are more apt to just want to swing and get games over with, right? And get out of town and get on to whatever it is that you're doing next. But I have no idea if it's actually factually proven or not, or just a theory that I have from watching baseball a lot over the years. So at some point, I need us to build some sort of strategy in Alloy Sports that can define whether or not I'm accurate about this, because I've had this feeling over the years that you're inclined to get more strikeouts in the final game of a series before a team, especially before a team is leaving on the road, but in general, especially if it's an afternoon game, just when you're trying to get a series over with and you're playing at an odd time. For some reason, it feels like guys are up there. There's more purposeful swinging going on in those circumstances.
Yeah, I think that's a great theory, and that's one thing that we allow for people to use on our platform as we build it out and into baseball. And that you can see right away. Like you plug that in one of our filters and just say, hey, if it's worked, it's worked, and you did it in your strategy. And if not, well, it didn't. But it's still a hunch, and it's still, may work from time to time. But I like the theory, Glenn.
Again, I don't know. I don't know if it's proven or not. I'm just throwing it out there. Of course, remember John Means' no-hitter last year just happened to come on an afternoon game on a getaway day. It just sort of feels like there is some sort of vibe about we're good, we're out of town, let's get on with it, let's start swinging. That's all I have. Anything else that jumps out at you about either baseball or basketball for the next couple of days?
So I was looking at Blue Jays Guardians. The line's at 7.5 for the total. I was looking at the over. I'm looking at the forecast today, the weather forecast. Not great for this evening in Cleveland, so I'm just going to stay away. And whenever you do that, it's probably going to
Oh, yeah, that means there's definitely going to be 50, there's going to be 50 runs scored. There's no question about it. The moment you talk yourself out of something, you end up finding yourself, so what the hell was I my gut was right. Why didn't I just go with it? There's no doubt. Whereas if you play it, you're definitely going to end up being wrong. Like, there's just no doubt. There is no doubt that's the
100%.
case.
That's what I was going to say. If I bet it, it's going to be a 1-0 shutout, and if you don't bet it, there's going to be 17 runs scored.
Question. No question.
So that's the place for today.
All right, Brad. We're again, alloysports.com is the website, correct?
Yep, alloysports.com. You can find us on social at Alloy Sports.
Give them a follow and be more informed as you make your bets. Find the strategy that works for you. Brad Kronthal, appreciate you, friend. We'll talk to you in a couple weeks, all right?
Looking forward to it, Glenn.
Thanks, buddy. Brad Kronthal checking in with us here on Weekend at Bookies, brought to you by the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel Maryland. I have to do some more work on who is playing in a getaway game today and who is not. Because I would love to put this theory to the test. I would love to put this theory of mine to the test. I'm telling you, there's something about getaway days that it just feels. So the afternoon games today. So these would definitely be getaway days. Angels-Red Sox is an afternoon game today. So I don't know. The Angels are probably staying. I don't think they're going back to the West Coast, but they're definitely going somewhere else. They're going. Nope, I was wrong. They are going back to the West Coast. So this is the extreme of a getaway day. This is not only you playing a game and then you got to fly across the country. You got to play tomorrow. So let me look at the number for today. Angels-Red Sox. Angels-Red Sox. More wagers. So I need strikeouts. That's what I need. Man, player strikeouts. Here we go. They only have Shohei Ohtani. Have the Red Sox not announced a starter for today? Red Sox probable pitchers. Damn. That was
the Red Sox. I'm looking at the wrong date.
No, but they have. It's Rich Hill. They've announced Rich Hill as their starting pitcher for today, and that's for some reason not available. Maybe because they know. Maybe because the FanDuel folks know the exact same thing I know. That a team that's about to travel to the other coast is more apt to swing and miss, and so you have to artificially inflate the number, and they don't want to do that. Only Shohei Ohtani strikeouts are available. The number is 5.5. I assume the Red Sox are staying home wherever they're going next. Red Sox schedule takes them. Yeah, they're still at home against the White Sox this weekend. So my theory wouldn't work the same way for them because even though they're playing at a weird time and afternoon games are weird, they're not going anywhere. They're spending the night in Boston this evening. They're playing the White Sox. So my theory wouldn't work for that. But we need to somehow identify a game to see if my theory works. Of course, it would only be one game. It would not be a true sample size, but it would at least give me something to work with, any shred of evidence instead of just my gut feeling. We got to find that at some point. We are winding down for Weekend at Bookies. Some controversy, as Paula had previously claimed credit for his preposterous prop being a winner, but as it turns out, he's a big fat liar. He's a liar, pants on fire. He's a lying liar. You sleep on a bed of lies, you liar.
Yeah, there was I 100% saw that Houston had won 38-33 over New Jersey. And
this is in the USFL.
Yes, and that was so I picked Houston to win and hit.
You can't even name the teams.
And it was the Houston Gamblers and New Jersey Generals.
All right, you can.
And I had picked Houston to win. and hit the over on 41, I believe it was.
It was a number that they definitely passed. Whatever the number was, the over definitely hit.
And when I read the article that week, it had said that Houston had won 38-33. Well, there was a typo. Houston lost that game 33-28. And so I hit the over, which was right, and I got made fun of for picking the over in the second week of the USFL. But I didn't get Houston right to win.
That's too bad. That's too bad. It seems like Houston's the only team that's involved in games with points because the following week they were in a 27-26 game too. Every time it was on in the studio. When Rita and I were doing the show on Sunday, there was a USFL game on in the studio, and it was so bad it actually distracted Rita. Like, she actually looked up at one point and was like, what is this? And I'm like, Rita, why are you paying attention to that? She's like, you can't take your eyes off it. It's so bad. It's just so bad. Oh, it's dreadful. All right, your preposterous prop for this week. Hang on. John Proctor says he could probably come in to be the one to wax Andrew Stetka's back. Oh, I like that. I like everything about that. We got to make sure Mrs. Stetka can't.
I haven't seen Proctor in about 16 years.
Well, how about that? It says he could probably come in. We'll figure that out with Proctor. Anyway, go ahead.
All right, so I'm going back to the USFL.
Back to the USFL. You don't know how lucky you're in hell.
Yeah.
Something. I mean, that's what it feels like. I can't. Whatever. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm going Tampa Bay Bandits at the Birmingham Stallions this Saturday at 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
They've got the Stallions by 3.5 over the Bandits. Now, the Stallions are averaging just a hair under 28 points per game. And they're only 3.5 point favorites over the Tampa Bay Bandits, who are 2-1.
Oh.
But they've won games 17-3, lost 34-3, and won 27-26.
It doesn't mean anything to me.
Doesn't mean anything to anybody. It's the USFL.
Yeah.
But not only am I taking the Birmingham Stallions to more than cover. You can't do that, but I'm taking
actually you can probably get an alternate spread somewhere. Not here though. There are no other wagers available.
I'm taking them to cover the spread of 3.5, and I'm taking the over on 41.5. I'm looking at them to win by double digits and go over 41.5.
So the issue with that is that you can't parlay those two things right now. It's I guess you could probably do a same game parlay at the. I don't know what the odds would be to know if it's actually preposterous or not, because it's only two -110 bets that you're making. So it's not really all that preposterous. It's more like a bet that you're suggesting.
The preposterousness is that you're betting on the USFL.
I mean, there's
and
something
I have
to
no
say.
information on either team.
There is something to be said for it being preposterous to bet on the USFL. So you are saying Birmingham 3.5 and over 41.5.
Yes.
I'd see if you can get that on a same game parlay. I don't know if you'd be able to same game parlay that.
Find a parlay calculator and.
I just don't know if you're actually able to do it. I think you just have to put in two different bet slips and have two separate -110 bets, because I just don't know if that same game parlay would be available. I don't know that they're doing same game parlays for any USFL. I don't know what the Fanduel policy is on that. But two separate -110 bets, and we'll see. All right, that's Paul's preposterous prop. Hey, thanks to Andrew Stetka and thanks to Brad Kronthal for joining us. If you missed any of the show, you can find it in the same locations, facebook.com/PressBoxSports, youtube.com/PressBoxOnline, or PressBoxOnline, or actually go to GlennClarkRadio.com and we'll get it up in the archives. On Tuesday, we will have the next edition of Simply the Bets, and then we'll be back in 2 weeks for the next weekend at Bookies. Thanks for joining us. It's been brought to you by the Fanduel Sportsbook at Live Casino and Hotel. May the odds be ever in your favor.